Previously on Critically Stupid.
Bienvenue, Power Bottoms. My name's Garath, and I'm here to recap last week's episode. I know you don't really need to recap, or to hear a recap of last week's episode because you have it committed to memory, but I have a gun to my head and I'm being told to do so against my will. Now, if you remember, we escaped from the Xanathar Guild with two children. They were Joseph and Tilly. Joseph requested that we help find his brother Bobby, and we were like, okay, fine, we'll help find your brother. We're not, CPS, but we're not going to say no to a child. That would be rude. Anyway, we go into Ramalia Haventree's house. We send the kids into the kitchen to get grilled cheese and tomato soup. Fill our bellies. We deserve the long rest, specifically. As they returned from the kitchen, Joseph mentioned that, he's a child, he forgets things. It might be a little difficult to actually locate Bobby because he doesn't go by his first name. He goes by his middle name, Bobby, or Robert. His first name is actually Tim. Bum, bum, bum! Out of character here. Dianna fucking swished that guess out of nowhere. It was kind of insane. Anyway. After that revelation, we sent a smoke signal you up to Davil Starsong to see if he was interested in potentially taking the Divine Meliora out to dinner. Luckily, Davil Starsong graciously accepted and did not send any charcoal drawings of his penis. As they were having dinner, we being Arnold and I were keeping watch. I doing something very sneaky with a classic newspaper, and of course I cut eye holes in it so I could see what was going on. Never been done before. And Arnold, rarely, being somehow even more sneaky, disguised himself as a crab, and was out busking on the street as crabs are known to do. He was not singing any copyrighted songs, whether it be by Disney or Beatty Carey. Beatty Carey? Yeah, whatever. After their lovely dinner, they took a walk down to the harbor where Davil Starsong showed off his star boat. He mentioned that after Sylvie had burnt it to the water, he had it rebuilt, new and improved, to withstand invaders. You're right.
I think if anybody deserves to be haunted, it's Garion.
I feel like I would be a great candidate because I feel like me and the ghost would just kind of be chill. Like, I'm not a very confrontal or aggressive person, so like...
Confrontal?
I don't need any of your goddamn shit. This is me not being confrontal. I don't need any of your goddamn...
You never
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to your soon-to-be world-famous Dungeons & Dragons Real Play comedy podcast, Critically Stupid. I am Alexander James, but I'm first going to throw it to my main gremlin, goblin, and ghoulie himself, Garion. Garion, welcome to the show.
Hey, everybody. It's my first time here. My name is Song So Mi, and I play Garath the Rogue. And my favorite part of last episode was just all of it. It was so good. I remember it in perfect clarity, every moment. I think genuinely, though, what I really liked was when I believe it was me and Anthony were just making a goddamn mess of things, but David was just like, what a beautiful parade. Anthony, please.
I'm Anthony. I play Arnold the Bard. My favorite part of last episode was, well, I had a few favorite parts, but one was when we were talking about the giant apple float, and first Alex was like, he enjoyed that, and then he started talking about like the various holes. He started specifically like mentioning holes, and I was like, I like, yeah, it's all about sin, so sure, let's go get into these holes, I guess. That was
Get into these holes, I guess.
But I love the fact that Alex's face when I was like, I would like to, as a giant anthropomorphic crab, I would like to stealthily run towards the boat and jump at the ship. And he's like, no, sir, I can't. You can't do this stealthily. But I was like, no. I want to do it stealthily, not for them, but for them. And he's like, oh, that makes more sense. I was like, this is Dungeons and Dragons.
Successful making it up.
That's right.
All you got to do is gaslight the dungeon master.
Exactly, every time. Diana.
Hi, my name is Dianna. I play Mel. I have the Wolf Pup Joshua Patrick, Josh Pat JPZ. My favorite part of last episode was obviously when I figured out the thing. That's the highlight of my life right there. I have peaked and I will never.
Diana's last show, everyone.
She did so well last episode, she had to move to a second location for this one. She literally like excelled out of her background.
Leveled up.
Yeah, and then I doxed her too, which was awkward.
I am Alexander James. I'm the Dungeon Master. I'm your friendly neighborhood wheelchair guy. I know all about wheelchairs and the various titanium rods that they make them with and the screws that they use, which is really cool.
Name one.
One of the screws? Hex.
Say again?
Hex.
Prove it. Go get your wheelchair. If you're the wheelchair guy, you clearly must have some lying around.
I'm in wheelchair manufacturing.
My bad. That's on me.
We have some fantastic guests in the studio with us today. If you are watching on YouTube, you've already seen them. If you are listening on Spotify, you're about to hear the dulcet tones of producer Sean. Producer Sean, welcome to the show.
Hi, everybody. My name is Sean Holden. I play Sean the Gorilla. And my favorite part of last week's episode, let me see. It was when Doc Brown's family was on the flying locomotive and one of his sons slyly pointed at his crotch.
Bizarre. Absolutely bonkers.
I mean, like you would really think that like the production value of the movie would suffer for it, but it really kept it up in tip top.
Yeah.
Amazingly, that was their best take. You should have seen what he pointed to otherwise.
Also on our show is the wonderful Daniel. Daniel, welcome.
Hi guys, my name's Dank, and I play Daniel the gnome on this episode. I'm very excited to be here. My favorite part of the last episode, I'll be honest, I didn't see this twist coming. It's when Arnold the Bard actually put on a very sensual and emotional striptease for the entire group and sang in falsetto the entire time, which I did not expect him to be able to do.
And the fact that it was half the episode too was crazy.
Yeah, it was like 38 runtime minutes, and I did think about stopping him sort of halfway through, but I mean it was beautiful. Like
I felt encouraged.
Yeah, it brought tears to my eyes.
I'm not cutting this. I'm not cutting a second out of it.
Not a second. And then, of course, rounding out the magnificent trio of guests we have, it is Dinosaurus. Dina, hi, welcome.
Hi, I'm Dinosaurus. I play a half-elf named Dina, and my favorite part of the episode was when we found out who is really impersonating Britney Spears.
God, what?
Miley
I know.
Cyrus.
It was crazy.
Gasp.
Conspiracy Corner with Dina, everybody. Okay. So before we jump into the episode and the improv warm-up, I believe you three are also podcasters. Am I getting that right? I've never
Well, two of us
Loosely.
are. Daniel just shows up sometimes.
Yeah, I'm just here to ride coattails. I do as little actual work as possible.
Me too, Daniel.
We record
That's
things
why you're my
and
boy.
we make them available online for a small section of the internet that seems to care.
Well,
More.
where can this section of the internet find you? Because I'm sure they're desperate to know.
YouTube.com/@DMIW podcast. We're called Don't Make It Weird, and we focus on the writing community specifically. It's a comedy podcast. We laugh, we drink, we talk shit, and discuss writing. So check it out.
And the flat Earth. That's a huge part of our show. Is the flat Earth.
It's a very, very minimal part of our show that we've talked about.
And
for
Avril
about-
Lavigne.
We
Oh,
actually
okay.
have talked.
Yeah,
we
we do
actually
focus
did
a lot on Avril Lavigne.
we did talk a little bit before you guys came on, and we did promise to not make it weird, just for you.
We're all gonna try our absolute damnedest
I'm
to
out.
not make it weird. That being said, how do you guys feel about what's going on in the Middle East? Let's
Well,
get
we don't
everyone's
have a
full
lot of
opinion on that.
thoughts
I'm so uncomfortable. Help.
All right.
Well, I really don't think that enough national teams are qualifying for the World
Daniel,
Cup. and
Daniel,
really,
I need you
Yeah.
when you talk to like do this or something. Mouth isn't, like your mouth isn't moving, and it's
like a
freaking me
cheap
out.
Yeah. Kmart garden
Like,
accessory. I
yeah,
need you to sort of
I
bobble.
need you just like something's got to happen here because my brain is like, who's speaking? Something is amiss.
All right, let's do an improv cold open. We are going to focus on an aspect of the show, and that is we're going to build a shitty church guide together. So right off the rip, we're going to go to somebody whose skill set is absolutely strongest at this. Dianna, what's his name?
Why do you hate me?
That's a weird name, but let's take it.
that's
Why do you hate
that's
me?
fucked up, bro.
Okay, I mean, hey,
Why
we
don't
can
you
go-
just use Bill's names?
Because I don't know what's going to happen
Yeah,
to
he
this
might be a villain.
created.
You might
I
lose it.
bring that on to my team. He's fuck. His name it's Cushy Punch.
Cushy Punch.
Cushy
Okay,
Punch.
is
You
it
just
one?
looked
Is
at
it
your
one?
fucking weed pen, didn't you?
Not a
You did
sponsor.
that thing where you looked around the room.
Cushy,
That's what I
same
thought.
thing.
Is it one word, Bestie, or is it Cushy Space Punch?
Or
It
hyphenated.
could be one, but it's capitalized.
Okay,
The P-
all right. All right, so we've got Cushy Punch. Anthony, to what church does Cushy Punch subscribe to?
Okay. The Church of Daredelia. It's where
Daredelia.
yep, Daredelia. It's like an extremist church where they want to do they it's like they're all about Mountain Dew and Red Bull and like X Games. It's
Hell yeah. Extreme.
Extreme.
They're in the
Extreme
extreme
worship.
church.
it's so they want to get as high as they can, as close to the heavens as they can, like as far as like
And
Okay,
it's spelled extreme. There's no E.
it's a
So what-
T, but it's like on its side. You know,
Nice.
it's a cross, but it's like this instead.
But it's Fallen. Oh,
It's
Fallen
Fallen.
Cross Church. That's actually pretty good. What's the name of it again, Anthony? One more time.
Daredelia. please.
Daredelia. Yeah.
Daredelia. Thank you so much.
Daredelia.
All right. Garion, how did Cushy Punch come to his ill-gotten gains?
You know what? So he used to be a drug dealer, and he was really addicted to a lot of drugs. But then he found God, but
Uh-huh.
God in the metaphorical quotation mark kind of sense. And then through that, he became the priest, and then just started fucking hemorrhaging the church for money, just dipping his filthy paws into the collection bins,
Okay.
but putting on a real sympathetic show to get that money.
Okay. Fair enough. I hate this dude. Producer Sean, where does Cushy Punch, archdeacon of the Church of Daredelia, keep his ill-gotten gains?
Oh, easy. He designed a complicated puzzle in the floorboards of the church.
Ooh, okay.
It's kind of like one of those, those puzzles where you have to shift around one part to move another one.
Oh
Mhm.
yeah, traffic
Like a
jam.
square.
Yeah, like traffic jam. And if you move all the planks in the right direction and the right orientation, it will open up a secret hatch in the floor.
Is it the
right.
entire floor though? Like the whole
No, it's
floor
just
has to
one
move?
part of the floor. And when
No,
the
it's
puzzle
just-
isn't solved, it just looks like normal floorboards. So you would have no idea.
Wait, but if the puzzle, wouldn't there be at least one spot missing to be able to move things around at all?
You have to pull one plank out to open up that open spot, and then you.
It's actually perfect because the floor of the average church is all sort of like mosaic-y stone anyway, so there is no such thing as like a piece out of place.
Hell yeah, Alex,
Fantastic.
now make
Okay.
that puzzle.
Go
ahead.
I'm fucking working on it. Hang on. Okay, Dina, why does Cushy Punch, Archdeacon of the Church of Dardalia, deserve to be robbed?
Because he's been taking from all of the. No, wait, that was the other person that was taking all the money, wasn't it? Shit. Okay.
No, I mean you've got it right. Cushy Punch is taking money, but in addition to that, because like obviously he's not a good person, so like why does he deserve to be robbed outside of stealing?
Because when he first came to town, he saw this like kid, like a homeless beggar, orphan child, whatever, on the side of the road, and he took all the kid's money and left him for dead on the side of the road. So yeah.
I'm picturing this guy that's just like, please, sir. He has like a cup, please. And then
Yeah, exactly. Just take it, punch
he
it.
just grabs the cup and runs.
No,
There's like
drop
6
kick.
cents
Just
in
drop
there.
kick this kid.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah,
fantastic.
Known to punch orphans. Yeah.
And then rounding us out, Daniel. We've got Cushy Punch, the archdeacon of the Church of Dardalia, who keeps his ill-gotten gains that he has taken from punching orphan children in the face in the floor of his church beneath a secret floor puzzle that works like traffic jam. What is his prize piece of treasure that he keeps in his hoard? What's the one thing that he cherishes most?
It is a magical item. It has been enchanted by a long-lost sorcerer. And this item is a looking glass that has a very specific ability. This looking glass allows him to see the feet of any person that he thinks of.
Okay, the
That's
Quentin
amazing.
Tarantino mirror.
Okay, Google, show me this guy's balls, please.
Okay, fantastic. We're gonna put a pin in that in Cushy Punch's church hoard, and we're gonna open not on my band of ding dongs, which is normally where we open an episode, but we're gonna open it on a different band of ding dongs. Daniel, Dina, and Sean, you are sitting in the dark, hollow recesses of a parade float, hearing it rattle and slam around you as you go down the cobblestone pathways of the city of Waterdeep. It has been many hours since you have last seen the sun because you guys crawled in here following Dina's harebrained theories in the dead of night, and now find yourselves some hours later starting to see skeins of daylight illuminate the inside of this float middle just enough to see each other. How are you guys doing?
I'm fed up with Daniel.
I asked if that was a self-insert.
We're very good at those.
Yeah.
I am also fed up with Daniel, for the record.
That's
You know
fair.
what fucking me
Most
too.
people are.
Sorry, Daniel.
How dare you, sir?
I'm
Damn.
hopping on the
Everybody now.
bandwagon.
It's all just crumbling around your ears, Daniel.
Yeah, I'm sorry. It's no fault of your own.
That's fair. That's
So
fair.
Dina is fed up with Daniel. Daniel, how are you feeling?
Hey, can I ask just like a quick out of character thing? When we're just doing like this part where it's not actually dialogue, are we supposed to be an accent, or
Yes.
am I just talking like myself?
Every time.
You can just talk like yourself.
Because apparently I'm the only motherfucker who dared to try for a character voice.
I beg your pardon.
Yeah, I have a character voice, but I get it.
No, Arnold just sounds excited, and Anthony, you also kind of just are like a happy person. You sound happy all the time.
Appreciate that. Okay.
You may be very good at lying, but you just like are an upbeat guy to be around.
I appreciate that.
So my guy is sitting very happily right now. I've been just sitting just with a smile on my face. Oh, sorry. I've been sitting
Thank
with
you.
just a smile on my face and just kind of hanging out. I'm not bothered at all. I'm actually having a great time right now.
Okay. Producer Sean.
Sean is tired and a bit annoyed. The float is a bit of a squeeze for his large frame, so he's kind of hunched over on himself and waiting for Dina to finish whatever the hell she's trying to do.
Speaking of which, Dina, what are you doing?
I am trying to steal a thingy from a float.
Okay.
From the top of one of the floats.
Okay.
Magical item.
Which float is it on?
I don't remember.
Okay, that's fine. You are
it
looking
up.
for a magical item on top of a float. We can leave it there. That's perfectly fine.
Okay.
A root
So-
beer float.
Motherfucker. As this parade winds through the streets, your float stops here and there, presumably to be cheered at by the children and adults gathered at this parade to watch what you can only assume to be delightful, family-friendly floats that everybody will enjoy, from the teeniest tots to the most senior of elders. Definitely super family-friendly and nothing odd about it.
No
And
ass.
as the float that you are on stops one more time, this one, it hesitates for a little bit longer than the other stops. Presumably, you imagine you're at like a junction of some big streets. A lot of kids screaming and waving at this float. Everybody's enjoying it. And then you hear, God damn. Yeah, just
I'm
like
adding
that.
to the ambiance.
Thank you. You hear 3 cop knocks on the bottom of your float underneath your feet. Slam, slam, slam.
Hey guys, we should open the door, right? Like that seems exciting. We should open that.
Hang on.
I don't think
Pause.
we should open it.
Wait, pause. When you are speaking as your character, you do have to do your character voice.
Correct.
Oh, sorry. Gentlemen, why don't we go ahead and see what's underneath the float, please? I think this could be lots of fun. I'm fucking bored.
I'm not too keen on visitors, and would reach down and open the door anyway, peek through.
Okay. You open. Do you swing it open, Producer Sean, or just enough to like see through? How cautious are we being?
Swing it open.
Okay.
Fuck
You
yeah.
swing this trapdoor open, and you can tell that the seam of it is actually very cleverly hidden in the floorboards. If you weren't looking for it, you'd be hard pressed to find the latch that swings it open, but you do, and immediately you're hit with the scent of an open sewer. And a cheerful, gap-toothed grin looking up at you from the darkness as what I can only describe as a bespectacled nerd pokes his head fully into the bottom of this float and says in his character voice that I have to redo because Daniel stole my original one. Hello, hello. Oh, hey, you know who I was expecting? My name's Rickard.
Rickard, do you have... Tell me that you got the fantasy weed that I ordered.
Oh, he's a charmer, huh? Hey, the float's gonna be going quick in just a second. I gotta hop up in there. Just scooch a little bit. You with the beard. Can I get in there just a little bit?
I hear what you're saying, lad, but I'd really like to make it clear that unless you got fantasy weed for me, I'm not fucking moving.
Drugs.
Drugs.
You didn't even bring your jong. I assume you're the operator.
Yeah, that's me. I fully lost the accent that I started this with, not 25 seconds ago. But yeah, that's me. I'm the operator. Yeah, it's a weird
Weird
way
say "hello" in every sentence, and then we'll get it.
Hello. Yeah, that is. What a trick that is. Hey, it's me, the operator. Yeah, I've got the goods and the stuff and the stash that this person.
This sounds like the most undercover cop ever. I got the drugs. I got the stash. I got the goodies. I mean, what else could you need? I got the cocaines.
Now listen, I'm not packing the puff. I believe is what your mate's referencing, but I do need to get into this float post haste because it's the schedule is tight. The window's only a couple of seconds, and actually, as he is speaking, you can feel this float start to rumble as presumably the horses dragging it start clopping their way down the street.
Well, there's not
Big
much
argument.
room in here.
I guess I can move. Dina, move.
No, I'm
Yes,
gonna
I
kick
can
this guy
move.
out.
Dina.
Okay,
I'm not letting him in.
Okay, so he disappears into the darkness of this open tunnel behind you. And can I get 3 perception checks from you very quickly?
So you roll
Dina,
20.
Dina, you're going to roll a d20, and you're going to add 4 to it.
19.
Very good.
13.
Daniel?
17.
Okay. Sean and Daniel, you notice that the sewer that this float is paused over has ragged holes punched into it to form what this figure is speaking to you out of. This is not a intentional sewer entrance or exit. And this figure comes back from the darkness and hucks up a burlap sack full of stuff into the insides of your float. And okay, so Dina, how are you going to prevent this person from getting in the float? Let's get specific here.
I was gonna stab him.
You're gonna stab him. Okay.
Oh, yeah. Nothing more
All right.
specific than that.
All right. So he sort of hauls, he like puts his hands up and sort of like hauls himself until he's like chest up into your float. I think he's saying like, wow, it's a bit weird that Captain Starsong sent strangers. And then you're going to roll, Dina, to stab somebody. You're going to roll a d20 again. And you're going to add 4 to it.
11.
Fuck. Okay. You should have a d4. It's a triangle. Little triangle dice. Little pyramid.
Yeah.
Roll that bad
Not
boy.
butt to butt.
Add 3 to it.
13.
13. Nope. A d4 has 4 sides, Dina.
Yeah. Oh.
If you rolled a 13 on a D4, I would have been flabbergasted.
9.
Okay.
I don't think the math works.
No, it doesn't. No.
It's got 4 sides,
I had 4 to it, right?
3 to it.
Oh, okay, 8.
Okay. If you did add 4 to it and somehow still got 9, it has 5 sides.
Yeah. Also, how did you get
You said the
5
little
on the
triangle
floor?
dice.
It's the little triangle dice. It looks like that one.
It's a pyramid.
Right.
It has 4 sides.
Yes.
So how
So
the fuck did
4
you get 5?
sides means 4 numbers.
How did you get a 5 on it, Dina?
There's only 3 numbers on mine.
No, at every point, there's a different number. Don't look at the sides, look at the points.
Oh, okay.
There it
my
is.
bad.
Okay.
Okay.
No, so you're fine.
So, and then I add 3, 5.
Okay, perfect. So, like magic, Dina's dagger spins into her palm, and you sort of like stab this dude between his ribs. And he goes, "Oh, I was supposed to be in this episode the whole time!" And then the float drags forward, and the serrated hole of this sewer meets the street and shears him in half, sort of Saw style.
Hell yeah.
And so you have half a pirate in your float, bleeding from the severed stump of his torso, and a bag of goodies.
You can use that.
Alex, can I get an agonizing wail, please?
You absolutely can. It's not much of a wail because I think he's so surprised. It's more of like a,
And because whales in our show are always healed and not hurt.
Also,
I'm
Alex,
gonna murder you.
that
true.
exact sound is what it sounds like whenever I take a huge dump.
Hey,
Family.
Gorilla Shono, do you think we have anything that can heal this lad?
He's
Yeah, a
far
miracle?
beyond healing at this point. Dina, I would recommend that you exercise more tact in your actions next time. Please clean up your mess.
No.
Can I put a band-aid on him?
I think it's all right.
Yeah. Daniel, you have a
Butterfly
rudimentary
stitch.
sack of first aid. I think you've got some gauze, some basic patches. I think the biggest one you've got is about the size of an apple, and you slap it onto the serrated, mutilated stump of a man that used to be breathing and have a soul. And you actually, while you're doing that, a letter from his kid's PTA meeting falls out of his coat
Oh God.
and says,
No, no.
"Congratulations, your kid made the honor roll."
And also a world's best dad mug. He keeps it on him because it
He
reminds
died
him of
happy.
the children.
Okay. Let's cut away from the now murderous crew of the Don't Make It Weird float. Congratulations, that went about as bad as it could. I'm going to be so H with you. Arnold and Garath, you are hanging off the side of this ship, the Eye Catcher, Davil Starsong ship at the harbor. The parade is starting to go down the docks. From where you are hanging just outside of the attention of the crowd, I think you're around the curve of the ship, sort of like if you did any big motions, you would probably catch attention. But because of Arnold's excellent stealth maneuvering at the tail end of last episode, you are out of sight, out of mind for now. However, you start to hear murmurs coming from the inside of the ship. And Garath, you realize that there is a what appears to be like an aperture or a porthole or something in the hull of the ship, not a couple meters to your left.
By porthole, that means like entrance to the ship that we can get through, right?
Ostensibly, you would have to get closer to sort of like check it out.
How dare you use ostensibly in a sentence? Let's get closer and check it out then.
Okay, I will abstain from making you roll a PE check to see how long you can upper arm your way over there. Let's just assume you do your calisthenics regularly. I'm just showing off at this point. Give me a perception
Alex,
check,
can you
please.
do that again?
Hey, I know what
Alex, can you do
calisthenics
that-
means.
Do that again. Yeah, perfect. Thank you.
Arnold, I'll take
Alright.
one from you as well. I assume you're going with him.
Calisthenics check. Got it.
Just athletics, you said, or what?
No, perception.
Oh, that's not even close to what I said. Cool, badass. We got fucking 13 because I'm
13?
really good at this.
Wow.
I got a 12.
All right, Garion wins.
Yeah,
My boys, my mediocre boys.
that's right.
You crawl your way around the ship and you see it is in fact a porthole. However, it is sealed over with 2 panes of glass. So if you're going to get in there, it's going to either be loud or raucous in some fashion. However, you are looking at the dim interior of a ship lit by skylights through the deck. And you're looking at 2 figures smoking a jong, standing around a large horizontal wheel set into the floor. And they appear to be arguing about something. And that's the sound that you hear. One of them takes a massive rip off this jong and then points at the wheel and then points underneath his feet. And another one shakes his head and says no. And then he points above his head.
Sea monsters or aliens? I'm familiar with this debate.
Are they the same? Are they related? Yes, is the answer.
They're just like us.
I'm pretty sure all sea monsters were actually just like thrown at Earth at high speeds and landed in the ocean with a huge splash.
Might
Anyway,
well stay here.
before we start crafting sci-fi theories, so this is if there are skylights into the hull of the ship, presumably those are also any window is secretly just an entrance. Don't let the airliners tell you anything else.
What a horrifying concept.
Can I hear them at all? Can we hear what they're saying?
Pressing your ear to the hull, you can make out sort of muffled exhalations that you might be able to discern as actual speech. That's what it sounds like. They're also, I'm going to be honest, mega high right now.
Kind of like
So-
Kenny from South Park.
They do sound like Kenny from South Park. So it's sort of like a,
We're gonna drop it for the parade. The parade's not started yet.
Gotcha.
Hell yeah.
while you were thinking about that, I'm going to address the cloud of smoke that just rolled towards the camera. Diana the Dragon was shaking, girl.
Diana casts Fireball.
Speaking of massive hits from the Jong, so you are standing on deck. You have a commanding view of the harbor as Davil Starsong gently rests his hand on your shoulder, and he says, "I think you're going to find this particularly interesting. I think you might actually enjoy." And he slides across the deck in very smooth motion a silver
Jong.
engraved button. And he says, if you wouldn't mind doing the honors, I've prepared a little, let's call it a show off. Let's call it a spectacle for you, just for our first off the books encounter.
He whips out his penis.
He keeps his dick firmly in his pants.
He's just like, I have a little show for you.
How do we know he only has one dick?
You know what? That's true. I'm making unfair
good
assumptions.
point.
He pulls out both of his penises.
One at the front, one at the rear, just as God intended.
Like a centaur.
A human conga line.
Hold on. Can
Wait,
we go
you
back to
confirmed
like a
that two
centaur?
penises?
Where did the second penis does the human half retain its penis?
That's the ultimate question. You have to find out. Like you have
So
to
there's
figure it
like one
out.
dangling from the chest.
Is there a
and
human
one
dick at the
dangling-
chest, and is there a horse peern at the back?
And the real question
I
is,
don't know.
which did they use for what? All right.
Yeah.
Diana,
I think that probably depends on if they're fucking a person or a horse.
Not
Okay.
actually what I was asking. Crazy though. Crazy.
Yeah.
Diana, let's get your take on the centaur penis debate.
And the human is definitely the one that uses the horse bit.
Best to get me out of here, please.
So he slid a button over at me?
Correct.
Yes, okay, what am I doing with this button?
So
That's up to you, I suppose.
keep your eyes fully trained on, I think you could call it the central float, and he gestures to the 7 deadly sins, apple full of holes with the thunderous clapping ass cheeks strapped onto the back that are jiggling their way down the street. The boat, this 200-ton ship is still
Pretty.
gently rocking from the reverberations of these ass cheeks clapping through the water.
The twerking apple was an interesting choice of float.
It's all about the spectacle. You know this. When people expect a show and you give them a show and they don't see
Yeah, it was
the other
kid-friendly.
hand. Oh, it is. Oh, it is. There's no hole.
Love butts.
Just like the dinosaurs in Jurassic Park.
Which are like just not all that accurate. Okay. Okay, so I guess I'm looking at the float, waiting for this spectacle.
Do you press a button?
Oh, I
Oh.
thought you meant like a shirt button.
Shirt
No,
button.
it's a
Oh,
button button. It's
same.
like a
I
pressing button.
too thought it was a.
I
Okay,
thought it was.
all right.
No,
that's
he's like
why-
giving her the
yeah.
opportunity to set off fireworks or something. Like,
Okay.
Correct. It's
I'm
like
with it.
my mistake. It's like an
Oh.
actual button.
See, I think the mistake was describing it as a silver button and not a
I
big
think-
red one.
I think the mistake was inviting you onto this show.
You know what? God damn it if that's not true, but it's way too late now.
God, it is. Bessie.
Yes, I hit the button.
Okay. From
Just
your
like-
point of view,
What's that?
twin columns of flame erupt from the back of this thunderous shaking ass hanging off
Where
the back.
precisely?
There's a sort of central point in
A
the
butthole. It's a butthole. It's
Yeah,
coming, the
you said
fire,
there's
the
no
flames
hole.
are coming
Nope.
out of the. Just say it.
I listen. There is a central
Flaming
point
shits.
in the meat of this thunderously quaking ass cheeks
Okay,
that
sorry,
erupts
so
into flame.
the hole in the butt, which you could theoretically call a butthole, has just erupted into flames. I'm on the same page.
And
It came out of the apple's rectum. Continue.
the
What color is the fire?
you don't know, because I'm going to describe what you see in just a second. The 2 horses leading this float, Bestie, immediately take off running and are loosened from the carriage almost immediately. And this carriage veers off course and shoots into the empty air over the harbor, breaking the wall that prevented there's a short wall that it shatters through and goes careening over into the empty air of the harbor. Daniel, Dina, and Sean, you are still staring in what I hope is horror at the rusty stump of a severed sailor leaking down the bottom of your float when you hear an explosion and you see dull orange light blossom over the what you would ostensibly assume to be canvas outside of your float. And there's a sudden burst of motion pressing all 3 of you back into a heap at the back bench. And suddenly your stomachs drop as you are careened into empty air. And then
They got
there's-
ejected at the butthole?
Nope. They are in the middle of the float as the
Oh,
float
okay.
careens into the ocean. Or
I
the
thought
harbor,
they got
rather.
pooed out. I thought they got pooed out.
No way I think they got pooed out is going to be a contender for an episode title, right? Like, no way somebody actually said that. We have to be careful. TikTok has a gun to our heads. You slam into a body of water and suddenly the inside of your float starts to flood. Through the various holes that have been punched into the canvas. What do you do?
And the holes that are already
I'm
there.
gonna ask Sean for help.
John's immediately panicking because he doesn't know how to swim.
Oh no, okay.
Oh fuck. you supposed to
This is like the worst case scenario.
Daniel grabs the half body torso of my friend because I need to save him.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
All right.
Good luck, buddy.
I see Daniel like working this corpse's mouth like, thanks for saving me, lad.
Dina and Sean are like about to drown, and Daniel's like, "I got you, buddy," pulling that half a torso out of the water.
Hucks him onto his back with just like blood everywhere.
He brings him up onto the surface, starts doing CPR. Every time he compresses, a little blood spurts out the bottom.
God.
Okay.
I can save him. I can save him.
There are a number of potential exits out of this sinking float that is filling with water.
The butthole being one of them.
You could exit. There's sort of a central font out the back. You presume where the fireworks came from. You could sort of manage your way out that way. There are also several tears in the canvas that look large enough for you to like force your way out of. There is also the door that is covered with blood, ichor, and various bodily detriments.
There's some sort of sphincter.
There's a central sort of tube, I think is how I would describe it. Sort of like a...
So is this going to be a scenario where if I leave out the butthole, is this going to be very like Ace Ventura-esque, where he leaves out the rhino? Like, I don't know.
There's like an elastic hole cover on the back of this hole that's in the middle of the...
I want to thank you so much for your thumbnail image that you're just sort of just like giving me for free.
Okay. Sean would, in a panic, grab Dina by the back of her garb.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the same way you'd grab, I don't know, a small child,
a toddler,
and try to burst his way through the top of the float and to dry land.
Okay. Give me a basic strength check, please, producer Sean. I'm assuming you're just sort of like tearing at this canvas above you.
Yeah. Strength check?
Mm-hmm.
Jesus Christ.
I mean this with no offense, but I still
God,
can't
we're
believe
gonna die.
Your strength
We're gonna
like
die.
12.
With my modifier, it's only a 7.
Really? Is modifier a 6? Did you roll in that one?
Yeah, dude, you're
rolled
a fucking
3.
gorilla.
You're a
plus
gorilla.
4.
What's your Wow, really?
All right. Daniel, what do you do while you see your gorilla compatriot scrabble uselessly at the canvas above him? I think it's because he's dragging Dina, who I assume is like kicking and scratching and trying not to be dragged.
And so also having a panic attack.
And she's holding somehow like 4 knives. It doesn't make sense how many knives are in Dina's hands. What do you do, Daniel?
Well, so as I'm swimming to the surface with the...
Nope, you have not yet
You're still in
exited the
there.
float.
Oh, sorry. I am working my way towards the butthole of the float.
As we all
I'm
do.
definitely going out the butthole.
Okay.
Yeah.
There is
With my friend.
it's a metal tube that has been scorched black with what you assume to be the explosive that caused this firework. And
Taco Bell.
Also Taco Bell. And you could probably get through it. Give me a basic dexterity check, Daniel. Let me see, because you're just a little guy. So you probably can get through that tube just fine.
Boy, if I had $1 for every time I've been described as just a little guy.
Trying to get through that tube.
Not even. It's just like,
All
who's
right,
gonna
that
have
is a
beef with
13.
Gary and he's just a little guy?
What'd you say,
Like,
Daniel?
Lucky 13, my man.
13 will do it. However, your friend's got to stay behind you. He's too big to fit in the hole.
Okay,
Boy,
so
if I
said.
how is that possible? Hold the fuck on.
You are a gnome,
And he's
and
a
he is
gorilla.
not.
No. I'm talking about my half
Oh,
torso
yeah,
guy.
you're
Yeah.
half buddy.
Yeah,
Father of
he's
the
a
year.
full person.
He's a full person.
He's half of a full person.
He's half of a person, actually.
No.
All right,
You're
know
right.
what? You know what?
You're
Fine.
welcome.
With a sickening, wet crunch, his arm breaks, and you drag his half a torso through this wet black hole. That came out wrong.
And I'm the bad guy.
Yeah, you guys know that Mortal Kombat fatality where the guy like rips his spine out of his fucking body? That kind of, you just are left with like most of his spinal cord and some nerve endings.
And
Yep.
You're doing so good, buddy.
you are freed. Garion and Anthony, as Garath and Arnold, my beautiful mediocre men hanging from the side of this ship, you see this float careen into the harbor.
Fuck you, dude. You're mediocre.
Fair enough. Thunderous ass cheeks a clappin', I think, as the Christmas Carol goes. And there's like a brief pause, and then you see blooming from the water a delicate rose of red. And then you see breaking the surface of this water, Daniel. Daniel, would you like to describe your character briefly? What do you look like?
Well, Oh no, sorry, I'm not talking. Yeah. So my guy has a nice yellow pointy hat, a snow white beard. He is barely seen above the waves. But you do notice he has kind of some interesting looking eyes that don't look gnomish or human even.
Sick.
Probably fine. Normal.
Gareth, you see Daniel from Wicked Wares and Wiles, your neighbor, actually.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, because like he's describing his character for the audience. We know him. We
for
have
sure.
frequented his shop. Okay. So first, when Garath sees the giant ass cheeks erupt in flame, he immediately starts laughing. Like,
Okay.
that's funny. That's funny. And then I do see Daniel in the water, right? I don't
You
need to
see
roll
Daniel.
a perception check or anything. Okay. So
Hello.
can Gareth swim? Hold on. That's not a skill. I don't know. Maybe.
Anthony, are you still a crab?
No, I changed back when we landed.
Okay.
Can I ask a quick question about concentration spells? So if I casted a concentration spell, could I do other actions, or do I have to like sit there and focus on it, or how does that work? Does it stop when
You have to maintain concentration, so you can do other simple tasks, but having like you wouldn't be able to like get into a fight, or
I can't fight, but I could like jump, or like could I
sure.
swim? Could I swim while holding concentration?
Presumably, as long
That
as you
kind of
didn't
thing.
come into an obstacle that required a great deal of like concentration.
I understand. Okay, cool. All right, gotcha. So I'll turn to Gareth and be like, oh no, do they need help? You know, do you need me to jump in?
You know what? I mean, are we still? Fuck, we're still like trying to be stealthy, aren't we?
Yeah,
Yes.
that's what I'm kind of whispering.
Okay. Yeah. You know what? If you're able to swim, actually, real quick, above table. What the fuck are me and Anthony doing on the ship?
I was gonna ask the
like,
same
are we
thing.
looking for something, or
You are doing reconnaissance, trying to discover what Davil Starsong. Ultimately, you're trying to find Davil Starsong's vault. You came here so that Dianna could go on a date with Davil Starsong to ask him questions, try and figure out where it is, and then I feel like
He followed me on the boat. I followed him
her
on.
Yeah.
All followed me.
So
okay.
So I'm gonna look at Gareth and be like, I can cast a spell that makes like a security fantasy camera in that room with those guys, and we can see everything they're doing or hear everything they're doing, one or the other.
That is a fantastic idea, and I'm willing to bet that Dina and Sean do not let Daniel out of the house by himself, so they are probably there too.
That's fair. Okay, so how about this? We'll keep an eye on those guys. I'm gonna cast this spell into the room. Should we listen to what they're saying since we can't really hear them, but we can kind of see in there? I think we should probably pay attention.
Are you asking me or Alex?
I'm asking you as a character.
Oh yeah, I mean we can't really hear what they're saying through all this glass, and I would love to do a sneaky adventure down into the hull, but I'm pretty sure our boys over there are drowning, which is a horrible, horrible death.
Okay. All right. It's one or the other. We can listen to these two high guys, or we can help out our best friends. Which one should we do?
Yeah. I think Gareth is gonna like shove his magic dagger into Arnold's hands and be like, "Here, hold this," and then dive
Nice.
dramatically into the water.
Okay, I like that. When he does that, I cast concentration into the room to hear what they're saying.
That's your new spell, right, Arnold?
It's my clairvoyance. I'm sorry, I cast clairvoyance.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So we're gonna leave Gareth paused, sort of like knife edge sharp dive in midair as he pierces his way through the water.
Mid-swan.
That's right. Arnold, these two gentlemen are arguing, and one of them says, "Well, now I told you, you shitty individual. I said, Davil said to drop it at first hint of trouble. Davil said to drop it as soon as you heard the jets." And the other one says, "Well, I know that, goddammit, but I didn't hear shit." "That's because you lost your hearing earlier in your life when you went to too many rock music. I heard the jets." No, they didn't go off yet. They didn't go off. We have to wait for the jets, and then we drop the thing." "That's what I'm telling you, goddammit. We already heard them."
Oh my god, it's the copyright mouse.
All right.
Okay.
Producer Sean. The water has risen over your head. and you and Dina are starting to struggle inside this float. Dina, are you doing anything?
I'm trying to free myself from Sean's heroic grasp because whatever happened to that bag that the guy that I
the
killed,
bag of stuff,
like the bag of
The
goods, is
burlap
that in
sack.
the float with us?
it is. Yeah,
'Cause I
you can
want
see it.
that.
You can see it
We're
like on the bottom of
actively
the.
drowning, and
I'm
Dina's like trying to
trying to
loot a
get
corpse
that.
right now.
It's
Yeah.
called
Oh, yeah.
it's called loot, loser. Get on board.
I can swim, so wait, I think I can swim. I don't know if I can swim.
Swim with the
Okay.
weight of the bag, just so you know, you won't have any problems with that at all. You can carry that.
No matter how much
True.
gold is inside.
Totally fine. You got
Cool.
this.
So like I'm trying to get that bag.
Okay.
Boy, if I had $1, I'm always trying to get that bag.
Wait, so something on there, and she's like, "Fuck you."
Yeah, actually, you know what?
Oh
I
my
think
God.
that's why producer Sean couldn't open the top of the float, is because Dina's like furiously swimming to the bottom of the float trying to get this bag of stuff. Okay, so you managed to grab hold of the bag. Just in time for producer Sean, you hear a like a dull, muffled ripping sound, and you see the still somehow sunglassed form of Garath the Rogue looking down at you in the near darkness of this oceanic scene, as he grabs your arm and starts helping you like pull out of this sinking float.
I will say that Garath gets visibly excited at this sign of Sean the Gorilla.
Same, big same.
Fantastic. Okay. Sean, Dina, and Garath, give me perception checks, please.
Which one is that?
You're gonna roll your big
D20.
round, big round one, and you're gonna add your perception is 4, so you're gonna add 4 to it. Arnold, you see one of them thrust this jong into the other's hands and hit this big horizontal wheel that's in front of them, and it starts spinning real fast, like crazy fast.
Gotcha.
I rolled a 23 for perception, by the way.
Ooh, 23.
It was a 19.
Sean and Dina.
8.
16.
Sean, you need to switch out that D20. My God, you got to get another one. Okay. Garath and Dina, you see what appears to be an upside down bell hurl itself from the depths of this ocean and slam against the floor of the harbor. It is attached to a chain. The chain is leading up to ostensibly a ship. Garath, you probably can put together that this probably came from the eye catcher.
Yeah, probably. Because like I saw that big ass wheel in the middle, right?
Correct.
I'm willing to bet that's some sort of anchor of some kind, although I don't know why it's shaped like a bell. That's
I'm
weird.
I'm gonna press pause on you, and I'm gonna go up to the top deck. Mel, you've just seen this float explode into flame and fall into the harbor. And Davil behind you goes, pretty cool.
It was pretty cool.
It was pretty cool. I do, you know, I love a good explosion, chaos, mayhem. Hey, we were talking in game time like 2 minutes ago, and not at all a episode. I had asked you a question about Floon, and you were talking about and Rainier. Oh yeah, A Tale of Two Kitties.
Oh yeah. Wowee, what a great oof. Hey, just throwing it out there while we have a gap in conversation. I have to pee soon, and boy would I like to avoid the Tale of Two Kitties.
All right, really quick. Garion, if you can tell me an example of, let's call it time-standing literature written by one of the world's greatest writers that has stayed in the zeitgeist for over 100 years. Just any book title off the rip to get us to the pee break. What would it be?
The Holy Bible. See you guys.
All right, let's take a pee break. Let's come back to it. It's everybody's favorite part of the episode. It's the part where Alex interrupts. What's going on, everybody? Alexander James here, the host and dungeon master of this program that you are currently watching. Thank you so much for sticking with us to the halfway point. Give me just a couple of seconds. Dear friends, and I'll have you right back to the show. We are, as always, playing Waterdeep Dragon Heist. It's an official Dungeons & Dragons Lessons module written by Chris Perkins, Scott Fitzgerald, Greg Kim Mohan, Michelle Carter. This episode, we had the amazing guests from Don't Make It Weird on. Don't Make It Weird, if you don't know, is a writing comedy podcast for the writing community, by the writing community. It's hosted by Daniel Quigley, Dinosaurus, and of course, producer Sean. It's a fantastic program. If you haven't checked it out, I highly, highly, highly recommend you do. At Don't Make It Weird, they're on YouTube, they're on Spotify, they're on Twitter, they're on TikTok. They do amazing bits. They play games. They have guests. I have guested on the show once because they were nice enough to invite me on to talk about my book. They are a great time. Highly recommend you check out their stuff. They were nice enough to come onto our show, slip into the characters that I had sort of like pastiched after them, and it was a great time. It was a howl and a half. I think we're going to have them back next episode because we had a blast. So if you would like to end up as a character like Daniel, Dina, or producer Sean, you can get at us, tag us in a post on TikTok, tag us in a tweet or a post on Threads or Instagram. Let us know what you think of the show. Let us know how you think the campaign is sort of like building up to our crescendo. We love hearing from you. We love making new friends, especially as we transition from this campaign into the next one. We're stoked to meet new members of our growing community. So get at us, and you could end up as a character in either this campaign or a future one. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. I'm going to let you get right back to it. You're about to hear the dulcet tones of a Libris Arcana ad, so get ready for that. And you guys take it squeezy, all right? I love you. Bye. All right, boys, I got an idea to pitch you. This is a little bit of a wild one. I was inspired, actually, by the set of Libris Arcana dice that I was playing with. So this is their Miasma set. I don't know if you can tell, but it's got like these sort of like green drips in this like clear cast. I actually like... This is one of my favorite sets from Libris Arcana that we've gotten.
It's sick.
So
it looks like snot, but like a cool
It looks
way.
like a Slimer set. Like
it does look like a Slimer set, but I want to pitch you guys an idea for a campaign that we're going to run with Libris Arcana exclusive dice. And it's a plague campaign. We're going to play it like a roguelike, where every round you're going to get closer to discovering what happened, where the outbreak or the plague came from. But every round you are also going to die. And
so it's like Diana's dream. It's her dream game, is what you're saying. She's not here because
she's gonna die multiple times a day, and it's gonna be great for her.
We don't want to tell her ahead of time. It's supposed to be a fun surprise.
So I guess my question to you is, right off the top, give me a 10-second pitch for the character you're gonna play in our Libris Arcana Miasma themed plague campaign. Garion, let's start with you.
Okay, so I imagine that because it's a plague themed campaign, it takes place in like the post-apocalyptic future.
Interesting. Okay.
So my character is a brain in a jar being carried around by a robot butler.
Incredible. Anthony, go.
I love it so much. My character actually died before the plague started, but the plague brought him back to life. And yeah, but he's not like a simple zombie. The plague is in my brain trying to live and figure out what it means to be human. So he's trying to stop you from stopping the plague so he can be human and live.
Built-in bad guy. I fucking love it.
Oh, crucial detail. Every time that my character dies, it's because the robot butler drops the brain and it's
in some like new creative fashion.
No, every time he just trips on something.
Like, oh my! Oh no!
Oh dear heavens!
Oh dear God!
If you would like to cast your vote for the name for Garion's robot butler, or buy a fantastic set of Libris Arcana Miasma dice, you can go to librisarcana.com. Use our exclusive discount code STUPID20 for 20% off anything site-wide, including the Miasma dice set. Anytime you want to cancel that subscription, you can do so easily, free of charge, no human contact required, and you can sign up for a recurring subscription where they'll send dice to your door every month, or you can sign up for a one-time subscription, cancel after that interaction, and then you just get your one-sided dice and you go on your way. So everybody pick up your Miasma set of dice for our plague campaign that will totally happen.
It happens. Real. Definitely real.
For real, for real. Libris Arcana, dice for life.
Stay homunculus. Now, brief disclaimer, you can't actually cast a vote for my character's name on librisarcana.com, but you can get some sweet-ass dice.
Let us welcome your audience. We're back with Pete. Everybody feels great except Diana, because I'm pretty sure she doesn't have to. She's built different. I've never actually seen her get up to pee in one of these, and we've done it 44 odd times.
Diana was born without a bladder.
We go live now to the harbor of Waterdeep, where we have problems.
Hold on,
but
quick
more.
question. Have you seen everyone else pee?
Yes.
No, we
Like, is that your
typically
thing?
bring our cameras with us to the
Yeah.
bathroom just to make sure that we're not lying.
Yeah, and I'm
okay.
gonna be honest, Daniel. It's weird that you three didn't.
Yeah. He gave us
the show-
GoPros when we started the show.
Yeah. yeah. Diana, I believe we
Happy
cut
to be
away
here.
from you asking
Hello,
Captain Davil Starsong something actually important for once.
I had asked about, what do you mean for once? I had asked about what the deal is with Floon and why we can't trust him. And he had explained, like, isn't it odd how nobody knows anything about Floon, but we know everything about Rainier? And then I was like, is this like some Prince and the Pauper shit? Garion was like, Tale of Two Kitties and it all.
And then the episode ended.
It did.
I
Okay.
referenced the sequel to the live-action Garfield movie, and then the episode stopped.
And it was good enough to end an episode. Davil Starsong says, it is curious to me that for all my time spent in Waterdeep, trading and smuggling and, dare I say, being underhanded, I have been unable to recover even a last name of Floon or an address or a single other person who can be called his family. I have asked Lady Meliora. I have hunted, and I am no old beast. I can nail a quarry if I so choose, and I have been able to not
Call
find
me a quarry. Sorry.
to find a single detail hard enough to identify who this person is.
You must have some theory at this point.
Game theory.
I have theory, yes, but you'll understand if I'll tell you, but I don't prefer to guess. I don't like asking questions I don't know the answers to.
What the fuck? Do you only ask questions you know? Why are you asking the question? I hate this guy. Sorry, go ahead.
Why else would you ask?
Relatable.
You already know the answer.
That's what I'm saying.
I love awkward silence.
David, shut up! Shut. It was
Hey, you
cool.
shut your
That's
fucking
cool.
face! I hope you drown down there, you stupid rogue. Davil Starsong says, I think there is something with Rainier Neverember's family. I have been asking about Rainier Neverember's brothers and sisters and cousins because the Neverembers are a large, powerful family. There were many of them.
Oh, we
And-
already know Rainer's killing them off. That's no mystery. That's been confirmed. I was wondering what your theory was. Why are you equating Floon with Rainier in any way, shape, or form? What is?
ginger. There's only one ginger family in all of Waterdeep.
They have many similarities, physically, characteristics that do link them, and you told me about did you tell this guy about your interactions with Floon, just sort of like where you found him in the sort of like warehouse scenario?
I don't really think we didn't really think about Floon like at all until he drugged us on accident.
Oh, I was thinking about Floon at all, but the voice of God never let me pursue that like line for whatever reason. We had just or I had just basically told him that we didn't give details. I think we just said that he showed up and got us type deal.
Okay. So he says,
I don't remember the details.
that's fine. Throughout my digging, I have noticed that not only does he bear striking resemblance to Rainier, but the circles in which these two move, it's almost as if Floon deliberately chose a set of circumstances as far removed from Rainier or the Neverembers as he could have. He lives in a shitty studio apartment with no windows by a mall, and he talks with no one except when he goes to work at your tavern, and then he ostensibly goes back home. Like he makes so little a footprint in this city. I have to wonder if it's deliberate, if he is laying low or hiding until the right moment.
Or maybe Rainier is trying to kill him next, so he's next in line for whatever. I know Floon's not trustworthy. I guess the other question unrelated to Floon that I had was,
What's your number?
I already have his number.
Oh, that's true, actually. Subtle flex.
Right.
But I already got that shit.
We just
Okay, thanks.
we just got back from this I guess operation, this lab where actual children are being hurt. What do you know about that?
You would be referring to the Xanathar Guild and the nefarious scientist that has come recently under their employ, Dr. Egg Guy.
Yes, what is the point? I don't.
Yeah, hey, listen, don't giggle, Daniel. I'm not the one that named him, all right?
Actually, I hate to say it. Yes, you are, because I said
not.
Dr. Eggman.
Clara did.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Sorry, Bessie, go ahead.
It's a beautiful name. I don't judge at all.
I don't care all that much about the Xanathar Guild, the Zentrum Guild. They're doing their thing, and I don't care. But we've clearly been dragged into something where children are being hurt, and that I care about. So, what do you know about this?
I know that the Zentarim are struggling for the cause of righteous free trade in this city, and trying valiantly to preserve law and order and dignity, while the Xanathar are nothing but a bunch of cutthroat thugs who are undermining our very efforts to preserve the good way of Waterdeep.
Do you know why they're using children?
Probably because kids suck and are low-key kind of annoying.
Fact. He won me over. I'm back on his side.
I think interrupting... Sorry, Bessie. I think interrupting this conversation, Daniel, you burst to the surface of the harbor with your best friend in tow, and you see a harbor, a dock full of people who are staring at the hole in the wall that your float has just created. And at the very top of this ship, you can just make out her head. It's your neighbor, Mel, from Troll Skull Tavern. I think you've frequented the tavern once or twice, enough to know about Lady Meliora and, of course, her crow's nest in Troll Skull, where she sits some 30 feet in the air to avoid everybody else. You've heard Dina say, like, damn, that's cool as hell. I wish we had one of those for our shop. But producer Sean told her no, because she doesn't deserve it.
He's a poopy head.
Because Professor Sean.
Little Freudian slip there, huh?
Yeah, sorry. It's just so crazy to me that his parents named him producer.
Professor. His name is Professor Producer Sean.
Oh, everybody point at the boy who fucked up his words. Anyway.
Daniel.
Mm-hmm.
What do you do?
Oh my god! Hey, Mel! Look! You got to save my friend here! My friend's drowning! And I pull up my friend's arm and I wave it at Mel.
There's a series of wet, gravel-esque sounds as you ratchet the broken bones in his shoulder and collarbone as you pull this half a man out of the water. Mel, you hear, to your horror, you hear the high-pitched squeal of your gnomish neighbor, Daniel, and you look down over the railing in time to see him haul half a corpse out of the water by sort of like a limp hand grip, and he waves this dead man's hand at you. And Davil says, that's alarming.
Concerning, yes, I was gonna say concerning. I do have questions. Are you drowning or just your friend there?
My friend, I'm fine. I'm a great swimmer. Don't you worry about me. But you got to save my friend. And I guess there's some other people trapped below as well. I don't know. I'm sure they're fine. I know the gorilla's a great swimmer.
I'm not sure that the gorilla is a great swimmer. Hey, Zabo, you wouldn't happen to have like other men you could have jump in and just check in on the gorilla and the elf, because I'm not sure the gorilla is a great swimmer. And also, I'm not sure where that arm came from.
Yes, that is Rickard. He's one of my men.
He was.
Oh, that's
And
just his arm?
I'm sorry, Bessie, what'd you say?
You can tell who it is from just his arm?
Maybe he had
I've got
tattoos.
the whole body. Yeah, I've got the whole arm up there.
Well, I can also see his limp and
Fully
open
dead body.
open mouth face just sunk there beneath the waves. This is most disconcerting. So I sent Rickard on a sort of side mission that I had gone to some not inconsequential effort to produce and manage using the floats of this parade. Excuse me just 1 second. And he turns and utters sharp commands in a language you don't speak, Mel, to some of his men in the ship. And without hesitation, 3 of them leap off this ship and cutting edge dive into the water. Garath, producer Sean, and Dina holding your bag of loot. You hear 3 splashes and you see 3 forms dive into the water towards you. They are dressed in sort of general sailors' outfits. And as they sort of like swim down the water towards you, you are standing, I do want to set the scene a little bit, or swimming, I should say, just above the mud of this harbor. It's very dark down here. It's very cold. There is a thick layer of mud coating the bottom of this harbor. And then down the way a little bit, a little deeper in, you can see this upside down bell that I have described with this chain rising up to what appears to be the bottom of a ship. And one of these diving sailors points at you, Dina, holding your bag of goodies, and then at the bell. And then you squint and you look, and there appears to be a door set into the bottom of this bell with a little porthole window. What do you 3 do?
Can I roll an insight check to check for any signs of hostility or aggression?
Yes, please.
Well, now I won't. No, I'm kidding. Wow, oh boy, a 9.
They've got a frantic level of energy about them, Garath. That's what I can give you with a 9. You can't tell if it's deliberately malicious or not. One of them is holding a hand crossbow, and the other one has unsheathed a blade of some sort, but you can't tell if that's because they were going to try and cut somebody out of the float or to attack somebody.
I think I'm gonna, because we are all 6 of us are underwater, right?
You, Sean, and Dina are underwater. Daniel is on the surface.
And the 3 dum-dums.
Yes. Sorry,
great,
I thought you meant
Yeah. So okay,
I'm
I
doing
think
great, guys.
I'm
Don't worry
gonna hit
about me.
him with one of these. I'm gonna
timeout and then surface, just for our audio only listeners. That's a good call. It's a good call. Timeout and surface. Okay. The leader, he's got a head full of blonde hair, shakes his head vigorously and points at the bell underneath. And then he points up at the ship in a sort of like fast maneuver.
I point
this.
at Sean and Dina and do one of the like they're choking.
Right,
or
like
drowning.
he nods again and then points at the fucking bell, and then the ship.
This would be a good time to use sign language if any of the people knew sign language. Any of the 3 henchmen knew sign language. I'm just saying.
You know what? I don't do
Dina,
any of
would you-
us
Dina,
know sign
would you
language.
would you like to throw down?
I do,
Fuck yeah!
I guess.
Hopefully, one of them happens to know sign language.
I know for a fact one of them knows sign language.
Oh, that's very convenient.
Yeah.
Wait, what? So can I just sign to them and ask them why we need to go to the door instead of the surface?
Yes, absolutely. The leader immediately signs fluidly because he's underwater.
I'm sorry, I didn't see any sign language.
Yeah, please, Dina. Can you just and you have to make it accurate. Google it. Look up.
Yeah, go ahead,
She's
go
a
ahead,
really
Dina.
good
Go ahead,
job,
Dina.
bro.
Google it and then do
Yeah,
it.
Google it for us, Dina.
Yeah, Google it first.
They're Google Translate. Oh shit.
So this is the moment where Garion doesn't realize that everybody else here knows that Dina is a sign interpreter except for Garion.
Hey everybody.
You're
I
welcome.
hate to be a bit biter, hate to steal someone else's joke here. I'm going to hang myself.
Okay, yes. Dina, the leader signs fluidly back to you and says, there is an air pocket in the bell that will be faster to get to than going. I don't know sign language, but
Alex?
this guy does.
Alex, please Google it.
You have to speak in your character voice, right?
Oh,
Hang on a second. There's a difference between speaking in my character voice and miming sign language. That is a language I don't speak. That might be construed as
I
offensive.
dare you to do it.
and she's an
not
interpreter,
gonna-
which means you have the golden ticket.
Yeah, no,
do you want me to voice what you actually say?
No, because this is also an audio program. So we are going to just go with
I'll
that.
do it.
I tried.
Thanks, Garion. So he tells you that there is an air pocket in the bell that is going to be faster than getting to the surface, and then he points at the bag and says, "Because we need that."
I guess I'm gonna go for the air pocket.
Okay, Arnold.
Be nice.
Mhm.
So you have seen Daniel burst to the surface with his corpse buddy, and you saw
corpse
three
husband?
sailors dive into this water. You also now see these two sailors who were arguing, passing the jong back and forth.
Okay.
I'm glad they made up.
So the porthole where I am, is there is it like a door that I could open if I wanted to enter?
It's
Is there
just a window.
It's just a window. That's what I figured. Crap. Do I see any way to get in there from where I am?
Not into the window. There is a ladder on the side of the ship, maybe like 3 or 4 meters down, that you could use to climb up, but that would put you on the deck, which would obviously
They would obviously see me. Okay.
Not with that attitude.
Okay. Well, I don't want to get caught. I feel like everyone's about to convene on this ship, and I mean, it would be very suspicious for Davil to see me not wet and full of water. It's if he didn't.
Yeah,
see
Davil's
me
used to seeing you wet.
He's used to seeing me moist.
Wait a minute.
in
Why aren't you aroused?
He's yeah.
My presence typically. What's going on here?
No. I'm trying to think of how I would do this, because now I'm basically just looking at these two high guys in a window. I can't interact with them at all. I can't do anything.
You could knock on
I
the
could
window.
knock, but
That would scare the shit out of them. Are you serious? They might die.
Two high as fuck dudes
Two
suddenly
high-
look
Yeah,
out
dude,
this
you-
window.
Imagine chilling with your boy, like, yeah, here, take this. What the fuck?
oh my god. Okay. I know what no. Because you said in order to get in there, I'd have to climb up, and everyone would basically be able to see me. And there would be there's no way to get into where they are without being on the surface where other people are.
Now you
Ooh,
are
I'm not
holding Garath's teleportation dagger.
Yeah, but he doesn't know the activation word for it.
Yeah, I don't know how to use it.
Shit, that's true.
I
All right,
haven't
yeah.
told anybody that shit.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right, fair enough.
Yeah, I don't know how
Not
to use
even,
it.
not even your best friend.
Yeah, a little insight to Garion in real life. I'm a bad person.
All right, fair enough.
So how far from the dock is this boat? Are we still docked, basically?
You're on the dock. The pier that you're docked to sort of extends from the wharf, maybe like
Yeah, we're-
like 30 feet. So it's
Okay,
fair
it's
distance.
significant, but
we're
it's not
actively docking.
impossible.
Not
Okay,
impossible.
this is what I'm gonna do, and this is very stupid, but this is what I'm gonna do. I'm going to
stupid.
jump as high as I can to make it look like I just jumped onto the ship. Is my plan? Okay,
Sorry, you're gonna jump from
Yes, I
where
am.
you're hanging off the side of the ship.
Well, I'm gonna pull myself up as if to jump, as if to say that I was jumping onto the ship, having seen my friends in trouble. That's what I'm going. That's my attempt.
Okay,
Your
okay.
friend's in the water.
Well, no, but I saw Daniel being pulled up to here, right?
Daniel
And
is still in the water for the record.
Oh, is he?
I-
Then I thought. I'm sorry. I thought he was being pulled up with the arm and such. He's
We can say that there is a rescue attempt underway. Maybe you see a sailor on the railing with like a rope that he's like lassoing above his head.
Oh.
I like to imagine it's just like a normal 16-year-old lifeguard who's just
Yeah,
like
it's just a dude who's like, he summers at Virginia Beach and he's like, oh
Yeah.
fuck, oh god.
he has that red thing that
Oh.
floats. He's like swimming real fast. I'm coming. I'm coming.
Imagine that Daniel puts like the half corpse onto like the
Onto the
Oh, that's
float
100%
first.
what's, yeah, no, that's 100% what's happening. I'm tying this rope around the guy.
Okay,
All right.
so there is a rescue operation. Daniel has secured his corpse buddy to the rope and is sort of like frantically gesturing for them to take him up.
Okay.
Now, we can't do your thing, Anthony, because I like it a lot.
Okay, I mean, I feel like I should. It's the only thing that makes any sense, because otherwise I was like, I know Mel is here. I know there's trouble here. I see my friend in the water saving people. I'm gonna leap up and land on the deck, trying
Okay.
as if to say, like, how can I help? Are you guys okay? You know,
Okay,
like, I see
I like that.
trouble
I
from
like
over
that.
there.
Let me get 2 checks from you. Let me get a basic athletics check to see how hard you throw you successfully like feign this jump, and then give me
really
a
good at this.
performance check.
Dude, it would have been
Oh my
so
God,
funny. Be
thank
like,
you,
give me an
God.
athletics check and then a check with $200 in it, because no way you're fucking making that.
So I got a 21 for my athletics.
Jesus God.
Yeah, I rolled real high, thankfully. And what was the second check?
Performance.
Performance, sorry. All right, performance.
You land with a.
I was gonna say he does the fucking superhero land.
Yeah, like a triple axel
Can I
flip.
ask?
I got a
Can I
nat
ask a
1 on
question as in-
performance somehow. I got a nat 1. It's a 7.
You
but
make
it's a
it up
nat
there,
1.
but you fucking.
Yeah,
Okay,
I
so
made it.
you-
It happens. It happens to lots of guys, man.
Yeah.
You
Thank
hurl
you.
yourself onto this deck and you'd hit like a triple axel flip spin, 360. You superhero land with one knee down and one leg extended. And then you fully forget why you were here in the first place.
This is the first time it's ever happened to me, guys. I promise.
Dina, did you say
That's what they
something?
all say. Yeah, I was gonna ask a question just as a newbie, but it kind of
Yeah, no,
interrupted the
no,
flow,
go for
so
it.
it's okay. I just wanted to know the difference between athletic and performance. Like I don't get it.
So athletics is a question of physical strength. So for Arnold's purpose to pull himself up from the ship in a way that made it look like he was doing something else. And performance is selling something to a crowd, as in like, I'm here to help my friends. What can I
Oh, okay, I got it.
do? Yep. Okay. Arnold, you see Davil Starsong with his arm still around Mel, weirdly. You see Mel with not cutting Davil Starsong's hand off, weirdly. You see a rescue mission in process, and actually, as you're standing there in your superhero landing, you see this like 16-year-old lifeguard pull this half sawed off torso onto the deck, and he goes, "Oh my God, Rick,
I gotta hit-
sweet
oh.
Jesus!"
I was gonna say, like, as he pulls it up, before I recognize that it's half of a person, I want to be like, "Oh no, I'll help you," and just like, just like innocently trying. So, come on, my friend, come on, you can do
Okay.
it.
You dive over there just in time to see not legs pulled over this railing. It's just a sawed off stump of a torso. And this 16-year-old lifeguard says like, "Oh God, his kid just made the honor roll. Holy
God.
shit."
I try to console him. I'm like, you got it. You got half of it. You did half right. You almost nailed it. It was a half successful mission. Like this part of him looks great.
This poor kid has never seen a dead body before.
This kid is having the worst day of his life. Let's cut back beneath the waves. Dina, you haul open the door to this upside down bell, and you see a shimmering curtain of air protecting the inside from the water that you're floating in. And you are looking at the inside of a diving bell. There's a couple of padded couches, or not couches, but like benches. There's like a storage locker and an intercom, fantasy intercom system set into the wall.
I want to mention that when Garath sees Dina swimming down to the bell, he gives up his tirade of surfacing. Is like, Dana knows what she's doing, and then follows down with her.
Okay, perfect.
I'm gonna talk to somebody in the intercom and see who's on the other side.
Okay, so you sort of like push your way inside, and magically you feel yourself instantly dried as you step inside this diving bell. Your hair is dry and all of your clothes are dry, and you're still holding your bag of stuff. And you press a button on the intercom, and there's like a faint waiting sound, and then you hear a hello. Rickard?
Yes, it's
This
me,
ain't Rickard.
Rickard. Hello.
No, hang on. I want to hear Dina do it.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
Go ahead, Dina.
Wait, no, I was just gonna. This isn't Rickard. No, this is.
Oh,
You
Dina.
know, Rickard's at the
It's
surface.
perfectly fine. Rickard is right here.
Rickard's at the surface. I
Hello.
don't.
Rickard, you
He's
sound
okay.
different. Gareth, you have like stepped into this bubble of diving bell magic dryness, and you are also dry. And you hear this voice say, "Rickard, you sound a little different."
Yeah, they punched me in the throat real hard, and then a lot of water in the lungs. It changed my accent.
They punched you so
weird.
hard you got a new accent.
Yeah, no, it's fucking crazy, right? These guys are monsters.
That's the wildest shit I've ever heard.
It's fucking insane, right?
Okay, well, should we bring the bell up? Do you have the stuff?
Yes.
All right, producer Sean, what are you up to? This golden-haired figure is gesturing for you to go down as well.
Still actively flailing about the water
Okay.
because
Did I not
don't know how to
rescue you?
swim. And I use message to tell Garath that I can't swim.
Okay. Gareth, in the middle of your phony baloney performance, you hear producer Sean speak inside your brains and say, "I can't swim."
Yeah, we got the stuff. It's all good down here. I just gotta take care of something in the water. It was super important. Luckily, this lady here I found will talk to you. She knows everything that's going on, and you can trust her completely. I'll be back.
Okay.
And I dive back into the water and start swimming towards Sean.
Okay. It is probably 10 feet. It's not very far because Sean is sinking rapidly because of his muscle to mass ratio. Dina, you hear this voice say, "Oh, so how'd it go? The heist."
Everything went great. We got exactly what we needed.
Did you get the Archdeacon's prize mirror, the foot mirror?
Definitely, it's in the bag.
Rad. Okay, because Captain Starsong really wanted that foot mirror. He wouldn't tell us what for, and honestly, I don't question that at all. So,
Never question him. Mm-mm.
did you have fun?
I like your nail polish. Copyright mouse.
This is super, super fun, super easy. Everything was smooth sailing.
Okay, because we were all a little worried about you. I mean, not you, because the stranger, but I'm assuming that you went with Rickard. And we were all really worried about Rickard because his son just made the honor roll and his wife is sick. That's why he volunteered for overtime. He's hazard pay. You know, he's really, really trying to help Alora get better.
Yeah, we have a bunch of letters from his church saying how much of a nice guy he is. It was going to be a surprise when he got back.
You know,
Don't
it
tell
sucks because Waterdeep was going to pay for her chemo, but then they decided not to. So he took hazard pay just so that he could help his wife out.
Yeah, don't worry. Everything's going to be great. Like, wife is definitely going to get that chemo, and son's going to make honor roll next year,
You
too.
fucking monster, Dina. Okay, producer Sean. Gareth the Rogue grabs you and starts pulling you towards this upside down bell. I think in time for, I think you're starting to feel that like burning sensation as your lungs finally start to eat the CO2 inside of them as you have run out of air, and you only like convulse once as you step into the dry air of this diving bell and you take like a huge gorilla-sized breath. And I think you do this just in time to hear this voice tell you about Alora, the fucking fantasy chemo patient.
So am I back in the bell as well?
You are in the water just outside, Gareth, and I think for whatever reason, I think you hear something and you turn just in time to see. Oh, wait, hang on. I can use my new table. 2 seconds. Okay. All right, I got an 8, and Diana, I haven't made you roll yet today. Roll a d20 for me. Tell me what you get.
I dropped it.
Oh, that's
There's
cool.
that. That's cool. It's cool. It's not like the greatest like setup. 15.
15. Okay, 8 and 15.
23.
Okay. Gareth, you see how do I describe it? A floating ball about the size of a grapefruit attached to a pair of
Shit,
lobster
that down.
claws,
Oh, shit.
holding a dagger, stabbed this sailor in his gut.
Hold on. Let's
Yep.
take a pause here.
Yeah, let's take it back.
So what is holding the dagger? Is the floating ball holding the dagger, or are the
So it's-
crab arms holding the dagger?
2 lobster claws
Good question.
attached to a sea urchin
Okay.
holding a dagger.
Gotcha. So the claws are holding the dagger, and the
Yep.
claws are attached to the floating ball.
Correct.
Gotcha. And the ball, which you have just announced, is also a sea urchin.
Yes, it's a spiny sea urchin. It's
Yeah, it's from Surf's Up when Cody stepped on it and it goes broken, stepped on, gone, broken. You guys remember Surf's Up, the penguin movie? All right, cool. So do I
but-
recognize this dagger at all? Is
no,
it like a normal dagger?
It's a plain Jane dagger that is now currently buried up to its hilt in the gut of this sailor that told you to get into the bell. And
Oh,
the
the
sailor
blonde guy.
looks at it in abject horror, surprise, and dismay.
So this is the blonde fellow, right? The one who could miraculously speak sign language?
The very same.
Oh, no, nar.
He signs pain.
Oh no.
Oh,
Hey,
That's-
Dina,
that's-
quick question. How do you sign ow?
This
that's
guy's
the
in charge of
same
orphanages,
crab
isn't he?
sea urchin that killed Rickard. Right, guys?
No, Rickard is alive and well. Actually, Rickard is doing perfectly fine.
He's being resuscitated on deck.
It's me, Rickard, is living his best life. His accent has changed due to a concussive.
Rickard.
Rickard. All right.
So-
Gareth, you see this sailor get stabbed.
I'm really still kind of not sure whose side I'm on here. I don't think it's the sea
Same.
urchins, and I'm pretty sure it's not the sailors. So Gareth is kind of like,
Steps back into the bell, baby.
yeah, it kind of goes back into the bell. Like, oh, that's weird. It's not my fault. I pointed out to the rest of the gang. You're like, hey, see that? That's weird. I'll step back into the telecom though as Rickard.
Okay.
Is the guy on the other end saying anything, or should I just? You know what? Wife's chemo is going great. The overtime is really paying those bills. I'm happy to be here.
Oh,
you
geez,
know
Rickard,
what?
I'm so glad you made it back. We were so worried about you. Hey, is everything cool down there? There's a lot of weird stuff on in the mirror.
Yeah, you know what? One of the diving squad got stabbed by a floating sea urchin with arms. But other than that,
Say, I'm sorry. There must have been some interference because that was the fucking wildest thing I've ever heard in my goddamn life. Could you
No,
say
it's
it
been a-
again?
been a pretty fucking crazy day. I'm gonna be real honest with you. So, all right, there was a bunch of commotion down here. I think people were trapped in the float. So Davil sent some people in here.
Who's David?
I don't know, some guy probably. It's a common name. Davil sent some guys down here to rescue the people in the float, and then one of them got stabbed. Not by the people or the gorilla, but by a floating sea urchin.
The
with
what? The
crab arms.
gorilla?
Yes, there's also a gorilla down there. Keep up.
I'm just gonna pull it up.
Yeah,
I'm
man,
just
go for it.
All right. Arnold, I think you're positioned by one of these skylights in the deck, and you can see down into the hatch that you had previously seen through the porthole.
Nice.
And you see a old man with like a wispy white beard holding a lit jong hit a button in the middle of this horizontal wheel that you had just seen him release earlier. And the whole ship shakes with reverberation as, at the same time, Gareth, Dina, and Sean, you feel your bell start to move, scraped against the mud at the bottom of this harbor. And this goes on for maybe like 5 seconds, and you feel yourself sort of like start to rise up out of the mud and sort of like go up in like a vertical shaft towards ostensibly this ship that has just dropped this diving bell. As you reach the top, probably high enough that you start to see the water lightning from the sun, there's a shimmering outside of this window, almost like a double image or a mirage underneath the ship, probably about 10 feet. And with a jerking sound, your bell stops moving. Through this window, Garath, you see 2 humanoid figures rise up out of the cold mud at the bottom of this harbor and launch themselves in a vertical leap towards the 2 other sailors who are currently trying to pull this sort of like sea urchin, lobster claw, dagger scenario out of their perishing companion. And these 2 humanoid figures physically rip these sailors apart.
How's the third guy doing? The one who got stabbed? Is he also ripped apart? Is he
I'm gonna be so H. He's kind of gone limp a little bit.
Ooh, is he like doing that thing that goldfish do, where he floats up to the top?
He's starting to float. Yeah, he's taking the lobster urchin with him. Mel, Daniel, and Arnold, you hear a series of thumps and turn towards the other end of the ship, where you see a barnacle-riddled...
Hold on.
Yes.
Are we just not going to talk about Gareth's fucking maybe it's Maybelline whipped hair moment that just happened?
Wait, what happened?
You know, I'm gonna be honest. Sometimes I'll just like do a little bit of like visual foley for what Alex is describing, and whenever I look back at the camera, sometimes I'll see Diana giggling, and I'll be like, "Nice."
I noticed.
So when this time, Alex, for your context, when you said that the sailor looks to the other end of the ship, I dramatically went,
"Nice." That's good. Well, because you've got the mane, it's extra dramatic. You know what I mean?
I guess so.
If Anthony and I whip anywhere, it doesn't look like shit. Watch me nail it. Anyway.
Did you just fucking nail it with both hands? Did you just fuck that up?
Listen, the only way I nail it
That's the way
is with
gnomes
2
do it.
hands.
Now watch me whip.
You turn to the other side of this ship where you see a barnacle-riddled, rotting smile grin in a face at you, and you hear a familiar Russian accent say, "You thought you'd gotten rid of me, eh?"
That's fucking guy.
His smile is riddled with barnacles.
Yeah, it's barnacles for teeth all the way across.
Barnacles for teeth.
That's the only barnacles on this guy, actually.
Yeah, he's perfectly normal looking.
All places that have barnacles, that's where the barnacles are.
Yeah,
kind of like George Washington's wooden teeth.
He's a
Does he
perfectly
have
normal
barnacle nipples?
sort of.
No. Barnacles have penises that are like.
Whoa, wait.
Stop. This is this is first and foremost a family show.
We only talk about
speaking of families, though. Did you know that barnacles?
I was gonna say we had a whole dialogue.
We only talk about fantasy creatures' penis. No real genitalia.
Fantasy barnacle has a penis that's several times its own body length. Just putting that out there.
All right, so he smiles, and you see 7 barnacle dicks sort of like roll out of his mouth like a Cthulhu mask.
It's like Zoidberg, but like with
barnacles. It's like Zoidberg.
It's like his penis Zoidberg.
And then when he sees all of us, they go,
"But you didn't see me coming."
It's me, Urstul Floxin. This was more dramatic before I had barnacle dicks for teeth. I'm going to be so honest with you.
It happens to the best of us, Eugene. I'm not up there, actually.
Garath, you see actually one of these humanoid figures swim up to that window. He is a rotting aqua zombie man. He has gills and holes in his cheeks where fish are swimming in and out of, and blue eyes. And he points at the bag in Dina's hand, and then points to him.
Is he like making eye contact with me, like he's trying to communicate with me?
Yeah, clearly he's saying, "I want that. Give it to me."
I'll hit him with one of these.
For the audio only listener, Garath is rubbing his fingers
together. For the audio only listeners, figure it out. Dark. I'm kidding. I did the money fingers.
On his nipples.
No.
Okay. He reaches into a pocket and pulls out a piece of jagged metal, Garath, and very carefully starts scraping this window. In a horrible, horrible screeching sound of breaking glass, it starts to make progress along the outside of this window. He's cutting a hole into the bell, and you see water start spurting inside.
Can I just I want to try when the hole is like almost done.
Mm-hmm.
I want to just try punching it into his face as he's cutting the last bit as I like pop it out.
Yeah, cool. Hey, Sean, how do you feel about Garath meticulously waiting for this aqua zombie to cut a hole into this bell?
Just waiting there patiently.
He's just like, Garrett's just waiting.
Okay, wait. Okay, no. Dina's gonna try to talk to this person and figure out, or creature, whatever the fuck.
The aqua zombie?
And
The aqua zombie man.
Yeah.
Okay, yes,
figure
for
out
sure.
why, like, she's gonna try to seduce the aqua zombie to figure out what's in the bag.
We went from
fuck yeah.
I'm gonna try and
what's in the bag.
Nope.
We gotta
What
figure
Gareth
out
meant to
why
say
he
is
wants
6
the
to
bag.
midnight.
6 to midnight. We're full on what's in the box momenting it.
Yeah, I
Not
want to know
7?
what's in the bag and why he wants it.
Okay.
Through seduction.
Roll me
Yeah.
roll your d20, please, and add 2 to it. This is a basic charisma check.
Not 20. Please, not 20.
What'd you get?
17.
17's pretty good. Okay, you see this jury-rigged razor stop shaving this glass for a second, and he sort of like flicks an eyebrow at you. And then he points at the bag, and then he points to him.
Fuck. Okay. Why do you want the bag so bad?
Let's assume for the sake of simplicity, this conversation takes place in sign. Because
and miraculously, this aqua zombie man also
speaks sign.
And he's got never mind.
He says he signs back key.
A key to what? Big boy? I don't know.
There it is. That's hot.
seduction.
That is hot.
I mean, she is seducing him. She's got to keep it going.
Okay, hold on. Dina's character voice is supposed to be a southern drawl, if I remember correctly.
Oh, actually, yeah, Dina, I'm going to need that I am going to need that in a character voice.
A key to what, big boy?
He signs back also weirdly in a southern accent. Door.
Hey,
I'm sorry.
Question.
Door.
How do you sign in a southern drawl? Do you just do it like?
Actually, you can.
Dina?
You have. I'm not gonna go on a whole ramp.
Do you have 30 minutes?
I will.
Wait,
But yeah,
hold on,
you
is there like an
actually
actual
have
answer
to
to
sign
this?
I
language.
need this.
I'm genuinely curious. I'm like actually for real interested.
No, like you actually have dialects in sign language, and like my accent in sign language is from California because my professors were from California. But you can actually tell where people are regionally based on
That's
how
fucking
they sign.
cool.
Yeah.
That's sick.
That's badass.
I have so many more questions and not nearly enough time for them.
He says door,
Oh.
and then he says invisible ship.
Why don't you show me this ship?
It's invisible. You can't.
Hey,
Maybe a year later.
He does this.
It's right there. And there's nothing there.
He sort of just like gestures behind him.
But door, fuck.
Or fuck. Okay, that's seduction.
But what do you need the key to the ship for, though?
I mean, I could answer that one.
Hey, Rickard. Rickard.
Yeah. Well, come in. Over and out. Here.
What the
clear.
fuck is happening down there? The bell just stopped.
Yeah, you know what? There appears to be, if I could just come up with a term for them on the spot off the top of my head, aqua zombie men. At least two. They appear to be having a conversation in sign language.
Well, that seems wildly convenient that they speak that. That's really rare.
A shocking amount of people here are able to speak sign. I feel like I'm the dumb one. He appears to want the key to the ship, the one that we all know about.
Is he talking about the vault? Is he talking about Captain Starsong's vault?
Yeah, he phrased it weird because I'm not an expert in sign language, so I'm really going off a translator here, but that's probably what he meant.
At the top of the ship, Mel. Some shit has gone down. Urstul Floxin's standing there with barnacle dicks hanging out of his mouth like a fucking fool. He looked, I'm gonna be so honest, a lot cooler before Anthony gave him barnacle dicks for teeth. He looked really badass, and now he just looks like a buffoon.
And
Just wait till you happen to what it... Oh, I fucked that up. Never mind. It's not even worth it anymore.
Do you want to take it clean?
No. Yeah,
Right.
I do, actually,
All right,
because
go
I
ahead,
still
go
think
ahead,
it's funny. Just wait till you hear what happened to his dick.
It's teeth.
It's a barnacle. It's just a single molar.
It's just one molar.
No balls. Actually, no, the balls are normal.
The balls are normal.
Normal
They just
balls.
got one tooth just
And then a
hanging.
single molar.
Oh my god.
All right,
need
but
a
you
circumciser.
hear Davil behind you gasp and says, "What did you, Anthony? What did you say?"
Nothing.
Anthony.
It was a stupid. It did nothing. It's not good to repeat. It's
All right.
Anthony
moving
just
on.
wants to know if he's Jewish or not. Like, was he circumcised?
Yeah, are the teeth
going
dick
on?
circumcised? I like to imagine that some of them are.
It's got
But
it's got
not all of
receding
them.
gums.
It's
so
receding
it
gums.
looks-
It's a gum
yeah.
line. It's a gum line that goes all the way up.
Circumciser. Yeah, a circumciser.
Circumciser is really funny.
Circumciser.
Okay, Bestie,
Sorry.
you hear Davil gasp and say, "How many times do I have to kill this goddamn Russian?"
Fucking tell me about it.
Seriously.
We tried really hard.
Would 100% just pull out like my arrow and probably say like, tell me why I should not shoot this at you right now.
Can't.
Tell me why.
So I'm also on that deck where
Sorry, sorry, I got caught up in something. I don't know what happened.
Disco break.
Anthony.
Arnold is also on that deck, right? Like having
Yes.
like helped bring that person up.
Hey, hold on,
I
sorry, guys. I
see-
gotta switch to different headphones. Mine just died. Can I
Wait.
just get 1 second?
Sure.
Yeah, no worries.
Urstul Floxin looks at you and smiles with his barnacle grin and says, "Shoot me if you dare, but your arrows will do nothing."
Shoot him in the dick. You have a variety of options.
Shoot him in the tooth.
But there are a
You
number
only have one option for that one.
seems like he's I guess I would probably say to Davil, I think we had actually killed him. If my arrow's not gonna do anything, I think he listen, there's like necromancers around here. I don't know. Do you know anything about how to kill something?
I mean, what if he's bluffing? He could. What if he's bluffing?
Yeah, I
That'd
just
be a crazy move. Just like, your arrow is what hurt me. Please, please.
Now, Captain Starsong, why don't you show me where your secret vault is, and I will be on my way. And behind you, Davil says, "I swear to God, if I have to kill you 18 more times, listen to me, I have ground you underneath the wheels of a carriage. I have set you on fire. I have sliced and diced you like a goddamn onion. And if I have to shoot you off my ship with a fucking cannon, I will do it."
Is this like a normal occurrence, or
This is like a Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy situation.
But
He's gonna
I'd
say,
like
"Oh no,
for
not
the-
again."
I'm picturing David like ripping this guy in half and then from off screen he comes back. Good thing I'm not that guy.
It's like a record scratch moment. Record scratch. You're probably wondering how I got here.
Just some fucking Looney Tunes bullshit. He gets hit with an anvil on the head and just bounces up like a spring.
Or your bow attack.
Do it.
Do it.
Fucking do it.
This is not like a great setup for rolling dice in case.
That's okay.
anybody-
Episode's almost over.
That is a 22.
Yeah, 22 for sure hits. Roll some damage. Daniel, just for the record, you are also on deck. I think you've just been rescued with your corpse friend. So you hit the deck just in time to see Dianna as Mel shoot an arrow into, I mean,
One of many dicks.
a face full of dicks.
A cacophony, if you will.
A cacophony.
You got it.
Cacophony, there's your
You saw the
episode title.
vision.
There it is. That's
Hell
the
yeah.
episode title right
I should
Daniel.
have pronounced it a bit more, but you saw it.
Okay, so Dianna, how much damage did you do?
9.
9. Okay. An arrow slices off 2 of the dicks and buries itself in the cheekbone of this zombie, Daniel.
And circumcises another
Holy
one.
shit, you cut off his dicks, man. What the fuck is wrong with you?
He needs those.
But Urstul smiles wide and snaps the arrow off and throws the back end of it into the ocean.
There's a dick attached to it.
There is a barnacle attached to it that goes into the ocean.
No, that's not what I said.
There is a barnacle's penis.
Thank you.
I'm being held hostage on my own show. So, Daniel, what would you like to do?
Well, I'd like to say, I turn to my friends and I say, oh, is my friend Richard okay over there? Did you guys get him? I need to know about this before we take on Dickface.
All right,
Where the fuck's Richard?
Daniel, give me a medicine check. That's going to be your D20, and you are going to add. You've got a 1 in medicine, so you're going to roll a D20. You're going to add 1 to it.
Is he for real rolling to check if this severed arm and torso is good?
Yeah.
He's dead ass going, oh my god, is he okay?
Yes.
Listen, Gareth, this is the bit. Let's just go with it.
This is a bit.
I roll 10.
All right. Hey, Daniel.
Yeah.
He's not gonna make it.
He's doing pretty well.
Oh, thank God.
All
I'm about
things
to go save my
considered,
friend.
Yeah, all things considered, he looks great.
Oh God. Okay.
Hey, Arnold. Should we go and fight this thing? What is going on? I just want to make sure I help out. I got to protect my friend Richard over there.
You stay with your friend. I'm gonna see what's going on over here.
Through the intercom, you hear, actually, Richard is down here and he's doing fine.
What the fuck's going on this ship?
Well, okay.
What did you pack this John with?
I bet you all do. You guys know about the secret vault, though, right? Because I know where the secret vault is.
Wait.
This gentleman has. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, Lady Meliora. Is this gentleman with you?
No. I am just as confused as you. And also, if you know how to take down a zombie, because I'm really done with this Russian here.
Davil
Russia
Starsong.
is a real country in this campaign.
Fantasy Russia. Excuse me.
Prussia, if you will.
I was about to say just Prussia. Just another real country.
Davil Starsong snaps a command at one of his crew members who swivels a sort of like railing mounted cannon around and beads in on this aqua zombie and touches the flint to it while he pulls a hand crossbow out of his waistcoat and points it at Daniel and shoots Daniel to keep Daniel from shooting his fucking mouth off about his vault. Daniel, what's your AC? 13? That ain't good. Yeah, that for sure ain't gonna do it, bud.
Oh, fuck.
All right, you're gonna take 8 points of damage as a crossbow bolt buries itself in the side of your neck, and
Survivable.
you feel a hot wave of burning acid start eating its way into the muscles of your neck and throat.
This is why he can't go anywhere without us.
I send a message. I cast message to Daniel as he's hurt, but since it's in his head, it shouldn't be affected by his, throat muscles and such. And I'm just gonna say, I'm gonna help you. Don't worry. But we tell me where that vault is, just so we know before they do anything else, and you don't have to say it out loud.
Tell us before God ends this episode, and we have to waste time next episode.
Yeah, pretty much.
Is that your inner monologue? Is that what you're
Very,
thinking
very
at the
much so
moment?
panicking. I'm fucking panicking. I've got a fucking arrow in my leg.
That's what Daniel's thoughts sound like.
Did you say leg? You started with leg and then switched to neck halfway through the word.
I'm in a lot of fucking pain here.
His
It's
head
because there's a fucking arrow in my leg. Of course I fucked it up.
Save me, and I'll tell you where the fucking vault is. I didn't think it was that big of a deal. God damn.
Okay.
Arnold, that's you, bud.
Okay. Can I? Let me see. So he was. I'm sorry. He was shot by a mer person, right? Like
he was shot by Davil Starsong.
By Davil Starsong himself.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I misunderstood that. Okay. So I'm gonna step between them. Like, actually, how big? I know he's a little guy, right? He's a little wee guy, right? Like, can
Daniel?
I? Yeah.
3'2", 46 pounds.
Daniel's a tiny guy.
46
Tiny guy?
pounds.
Okay.
I start curling Daniel.
Yeah, that's it's a little dude.
Okay, you know what?
Little guy.
I'm gonna step in front of them and just like say like, "Hey, this is my friend. Would you don't shoot my friend? What are you doing?" And I'm gonna kind of look at Mel and be like, "Is your date shooting our friend?"
To be fair, I didn't know he would shoot him. Just because he's not with us doesn't mean I don't know him. That was a bit of an overreaction, don't you think, Captain?
I think a first date without bloodshed is boring.
While this is happening, Sean turns to Dina and is like,
I'm a little turned on, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, no, it's hot. I hate to say it.
It's pretty fucking hot. Yeah,
Sean.
Not gonna lie.
You're all very toxic people.
Sean turns to Dina and says, "Where's
You're
Daniel?"
all very toxic. I'm sorry.
That was the coldest burn. Just like Anthony just quietly like, you're all very toxic individuals. I just... Okay, so Sean, you asked Dina, where's Daniel?
Yeah.
In your
I
character
realize that
voice,
we need
of
to go.
course.
Yeah, please Southern Belle this.
Last I saw, he was escaping out of the apple's asshole.
All been there.
Yeah.
$1, you know what I mean?
It's almost as if Sean can sense that Daniel's in danger, even though he can't see him or doesn't know.
Does
where
he have a
is.
Sean tingle?
Yeah, he has a
Boy,
he
if I
has
had
a
a
Daniel
dollar for
tingle.
every
Sean,
time
where does
I've
it
had
tingle?
a Sean tingle.
Where does it
Right.
tingle, Sean?
on the tooth.
right on that tooth. Okay. So what do you do about your tingle?
I mean, the same thing with
how far away are we to the end of the chain to get onto the boat? Like, where did it stop?
You're probably like 10 feet underneath the ship proper.
10 feet. That's it.
Yeah.
Wait, am I still trying to seduce? Sorry, am I still
Yes,
trying to
you are.
seduce that aqua?
Yeah, is
penis
he
guy?
still cutting a hole in the window, or
He is still cutting.
Love
He's
that
still
for me.
cutting a hole in the window. He stopped for a second while Dina tried to seduce him the first time. And then some
Is there
other
anything Sean can do to kind of figure out why the bell stopped moving? Like, is there a mechanical failure somewhere or something?
There is a emergency hatch with like sort of like warning paraphernalia on it that you can crack open and start tinkering with.
So to be clear, the bell, that part of the bell is out of the water.
No, it's inside. It's on the inside of the
It's
hatch.
on the inside
It's like
of
like a breaker box that you can crack open, and there's a series of gears, and you can actually see the mechanics of this chain that have been clogged up. And actually, as you're looking at it, you see that one of the links of the chain has a rusty iron rod sheared through the middle, and it is gumming up the mechanics of this mechanism.
So Sean would immediately rip out the iron rod to try to free up the mechanism.
Okay, give me a strength check. Redeem, just like
Come on.
New D20.
Come on.
New D20.
You're a gorilla, man. I thought for sure you'd have the first one.
It's 19.
Okay,
Oh,
yes,
there
you
it is.
snap
There it
the iron rod in half and huck it across this bell, and this aqua zombie's hand slips on this piece of tin as your bell like shoots up into the bowels of the ship, and he is pushed away, almost like he's hit an invisible barrier on the bottom of the ship. He's pushed away from you, and you are sucked up inside the eye catcher. And then there's like a reverberating slam as a door or a hatch or something shuts underneath you.
Can I try something kind of funky?
Do it.
Is there a skylight directly above where we are coming up from the hull?
All you can see is this window set into the door, so you wouldn't know.
I disagree because you said earlier that we could see natural light coming in through skylights. So we should be able to tell if there's one directly above us.
You are in. Tell you what. Let's say you're in the section of deck that has skylights in it.
Okay, because what I'm going to try to do is I want to use the momentum of the bell coming up to jump through the skylight rather than having to go find the stairs or some bullshit.
All right. And then what? Let's assume that works. What's your plan?
Depending on where I come out, I would get my knife from Arnold and then start attacking Eugene because I fucking hate that guy.
All right. Roll me. Let's call it acrobatics.
Okay.
And then so roll me up the acrobatics, and then I'll tell you what happens. I'll set the scene.
I got a holy shit, a dirty 20, 17 plus 3.
God,
Wait,
I've
can I-
never... Yes, Arnold, please.
Can I? Because we're not actually in battle, right? Like, are we actually in combat right
no,
now?
I would say
mean,
no, not yet.
Okay, can I say, like, as I'm looking around, do I see Gareth and like what he's trying to do, or like do I see him at all?
No, because
I don't see
he's
him.
underneath the deck. Like you would be hard
That's
pressed to catch a glimpse.
That's fair, but I will say, I did just tell, or talk to Daniel, or Daniel, and I said I would help him, so I turned and talked to him. I'm gonna I want to use my turn and try to do it like at the same time as Gareth, whatever he's doing. I want to take his dagger and try to stab Urstul with his dagger. Is what I want to try.
Oh
to do.
yeah,
because it's already in my hand. Is what
I got it. I got it. All right,
cool.
Arnold, roll me an attack with advantage.
You got it.
I believe in you.
Me too.
All right, I got a 12.
Hope the next one's better than that.
It is. It's a lot better.
Oh, thank God.
22.
22.
Oh yeah.
All right,
hell yeah,
Gareth,
that's me.
you get about. I think you burst out of the door of this bell and you get a leg onto this horizontal wheel that's set into the deck, launching yourself up through one of these skylights, and you hear a high-pitched, "What the fuck?" as you feel yourself mid-jump step into the space between planes. The world goes gray and black for a second as you teleport to the handle of your knife, and you suddenly are standing shoulder to shoulder with your best friend Arnold Stevenson as the two of you stab the aqua zombie Urstul Floxin.
Shit.
You have
Can we
one opportunity, Gareth, to say something cool before I finish this episode. What do you say to Urstul Floxin as you and your best friend stab him in the gut with your knife?
Fuck you, dick mouth.
Sean, Dina, and Daniel, thank you so much for coming on to our show. It was an absolute delight having you. Really quick, can you shout out each of your individual handles and where our delightful audience can find your show?
Daniel?
Who is that?
Who was that
What the
person there
fuck?
the entire time? That's crazy.
What the fuck happened to Daniel?
You guys thought I was a gnome, bitches. Hey guys, I'm Daniel Quigley. I'm the author of the novel Thunderstruck, that's available now everywhere. It's an okay book. It's okay. Don't worry about it. My mom likes it. But you can find me on Twitter at oh, look at you.
Yes, Anthony.
Oh wait, no, mine's under my
You're
light.
beautiful.
Okay, good. Sorry.
And you can find me on Twitter at Dan Q Writes Thing. That's Dan Q Writes Thing singular. And if you like all of our ridiculous garbage, go find us on the Don't Make a Weird podcast, where we also get absolutely nothing accomplished.
What do you mean also? We got a lot done today, buddy.
Yeah, this was actually a relatively successful.
Pretty productive. Pretty productive for us.
We shot someone in the dick mouth or whatever. Like that was
Yeah,
great.
there's a lot of dick mouths.
Dina, where can the folks find you?
You can find me on Twitter at DinosaurusD. That's D like these nuts.
Dina has also written a book that Anthony's holding up. It's called Nothing Special. Dina, where can the folks find Nothing Special?
Melons. You can find Nothing Special anywhere. You can buy books, Barnes and Noble, Amazon, wherever you want. I don't.
And producer Sean, where can the folks find you?
You can find me on x.com
Yeah.
at Stace Holdu.
Producer Sean, what are you having for dinner today, my friend?
What am I having for dinner? I made a white lasagna and I'm eating the leftovers.
Why did you specify? Is it important to the story?